A big part of this story. Here's a look at the wind gusts filling in through the day Wednesday, continuing to build through New England and the northern mid-Atlantic through Thursday, and then they switch direction and the winds calm down as the storm moves away. Jackie, it will be a windswept rain. That rain will really slow down the commuting Wednesday for the mid-Atlantic and continuing all the way through Thursday for New England.
Yeah, it's travel and it's a lot of big events that are going to be affected as well. Of course, we've got the playoffs still underway today. Weather not an issue for the Cardinals and Nats game. Of course, that's happening at Nats Park in Washington, D.C. Conditions look great, mainly clear conditions, a little bit of haze out there, and temperatures are going to be in the 60s. If the Nats clinch this tonight, then you don't have to worry about a game tomorrow. So, I think they should just win, because who wants to play in these conditions, right? Not that I'm biased or anything. Rain is going to be expected all afternoon long for tomorrow. Gusty winds out of the west-northwest, 15 to 20 miles per hour. I think we'd have some gusts stronger than that. I think that game definitely would be in jeopardy if it has to be played. Now, if you're trying to travel tomorrow, it's not looking great, especially during the PM rush along the I-95 corridor. All of the megalopolis in play here for some slowdowns. With the exception of Boston, we think it'll come in a little bit later for you. Those wind gusts will also create a little pull on that steering wheel. Now, the Yankees game against the Houston Astros in New York, of course, tomorrow, that also could be in jeopardy. In fact, I think the rain could be a little bit heavier coming in here along with those gusty winds. So neither of them looking too good for tomorrow night. If you're trying to travel even into Thursday, we expect to have some impacts, delays because of the wind, and then into New England because of the rain and the wind combined. So this system, not a tropical one, but we still are keeping our eye on a couple of different things. Let's bring Mark back with more on the tropics. Mark?
Yeah, and so I-95 has this coastal low to contend with. I-10 could have some moisture to deal with by the time we get into the end of the week, into the weekend, maybe from the tropics. Now, if you look at the visible satellite imagery, you could make the argument that we may already have a bit of a swirl here, a little component here as well. This is getting pretty close to tropical depression status. We'll see what the National Hurricane Center does towards that 5 o'clock update time, if anything comes out around then. Notice the lack of clouds, however, on either side of the Yucatan. It doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. It just means development in the short term isn't as likely. In the next 5 days, 40% chance for that northern part of that circulation to show some development. While it's a 90% chance down here on the Pacific side, that development happening sooner rather than later. Let's go into the Gulf, though, where we watch some of that spin work its way through the Western Gulf. The latest run of the European has slowed this down just a bit, allowing for a little bit more time for that spin to hang out over the very warm waters of the Western Gulf of Mexico. I think that's why our percentage chances jumped from 30 to 40%. Just the fact that if you get any of that spin to organize and it's still over the water means you got at least a chance of some tropical development that the water's as warm as they are. Now, there is a cold front coming, and the best organization happens after we tangle with the front, which suggests non-tropical area of low pressure moving through the I-10 corridor, but it will have all this deep tropical moisture, and that gets pulled in towards that I-10 corridor over the next couple of days before finally that piece swings out. We could potentially be watching another one as the tropics are still alive and well this time of year. That said, you look at the latest run of the European model and the rainfall that it's pumping out, Chris, and just Thursday through Monday, suggesting that I-10 corridor somewhere between New Orleans and Tallahassee could have very heavy rains.
And some of the ground will already be primed with the rain that is currently happening and will be happening before Thursday, happening today, tomorrow, with the rain right now across Mississippi, Louisiana, and here in Florida is on the heavier side. Some of this red is also associated with some thunderstorms. And I think it's always interesting, too, when you look at this and you think, hey, there should be some thunderstorms associated with that red, but some of the other ones, some lightning still lingering even after the most intense part of the storm has passed. Lightning picking up across East Texas and parts of Louisiana, including here in southern Arkansas. A fair amount of heavy rain at the moment. And we'll see, this might be overdoing the rain a little bit, but you get the general idea here in Alabama. That's going to be moving into Georgia, and more of this heavy rain in Louisiana moving into Mississippi and going for many areas into the overnight hour.
How we doing?
Fabulous.
Well, wonder how the firm's doing without its fearless leader. You sure you want to leave that all behind?
Stay restless with the icon that does the same. The new RX, crafted by Lexus.
Lease the 2020 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $439 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
How to make a delicious bowl of oatmeal. Start with whole grain Quaker Oats. Then add a spoonful of boldness. Definitely a cup of "you deserve this." Your perfect bowl is yours to create. Our oats, your creation. Quaker Oats.
This is a legal alert for users of Roundup Weed Killer. If you or a loved one used Roundup Weed Killer and have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to compensation. In an August 9th, 2019 Bloomberg News story, it's reported that Bayer AG is proposing to pay as much as $8 billion to settle more than 18,000 lawsuits alleging its Roundup Weed Killer was responsible for the plaintiff's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. This news follows 3 landmark verdicts, the most recent in May of 2019 for $2 billion, and one in March 2019 for $80 million, and another in August 2018 for $289 million. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma after being exposed to Roundup or a glyphosate herbicide, you may be entitled to compensation. How do you fight for the compensation you deserve? You choose the right legal team that has the experience and resources to seek the most compensation for your injuries. Strict deadlines may apply, so call for a free case review today.
Because of my teeth, I learned to do things from a distance. We just never talked about it.
Having a dental problem is a huge barrier. The love I feel for him, I want to make sure that he was happy.
And that's when we started talking. Then I looked into the dental implant process. Now I had an option.
At ClearChoice, we believe in more of a permanent solution.
There's an alternative to dentures. With ClearChoice, it's a very fine art and science mixed.
Everything is in one facility.
We were able to do all that all in one day. You start the healing process with your teeth.
Now she's smiling and I smile back. And now we connect. That made everything worth it. That was the new beginning for us, for a long, healthy life.
Flavor alert. Hot Pockets ham and cheddar now has 30% more real cheese melting over hickory ham. And more mouth-watering cheddar means more satisfaction.
Hot Pockets.
Has your AC busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW, American Residential Warranty.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty. Home appliance repairs and replacement can cause stress and cost you over $3,000 per year. But ARW has home warranty plans starting at less than $1 a day.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. It was so hot, I called ARW and they came out and fixed it right away.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more. All plans are fully customizable and come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and get a home security system free with any plan. Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
Call or log on to getahomeplan.com to find out which home warranty plan is right for you.
Pushing your forecast even further with Emmy award-winning reporting.
This is the lowest level that you should be in.
You're watching America's most trusted TV news network.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We're continuing to track showers and a few thunderstorms across the southeast this afternoon. It's been a very rainy start. Now, one thing that's really caught our attention here are these thunderstorms that have been developing across the panhandle of Florida. These are becoming a little bit intense, and there's a small chance that a few of these storms could rotate. No warnings right now, but just a weather alert through the rest of the afternoon as conditions appear that a few of these could spin. So just something we're keeping our eye on. In the meantime, we're just watching the moderate to sometimes heavy downpours. Rain finally beginning to push into the Atlanta metro area right now, so this could affect the PM rush as this moves in. No rain actually being recorded just yet, but we expect that to be happening within the next 30, maybe 60 minutes at the absolute most. And then check out the action between Jackson and Hattiesburg. This is where we're seeing some of the heaviest downpours as well. Some frequent lightning just to the west of Laurel. That is diving southeastward, so Hattiesburg, heads up. This is kind of enclosing in on your area. We could pick up a quick 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain with these storms. And then check out the I-10 corridor in Louisiana. Storms firing up west of Baton Rouge right now. That's all tracking in an easterly direction, so this too could unfortunately mess up some morning or afternoon commutes in these locations as well. There is a flash flood watch in effect for central parts of Mississippi, as we may get a little bit too much rain in a short period of time that could lead to some standing water in urban areas, as well as into maybe some of the smaller creeks or streams that could be on the rise. But this is much needed rain that we're seeing across parts of the southeast. Much of the region is under some type of drought conditions. Chris?
Yeah, right now we want to take a live look here at 4 cities that have clouds in common. It's Birmingham, Alabama, top left to top right, Tallahassee. Those are some of the southern locations. Let's head north now. How about that beautiful scene at Northern Michigan University? Some yellow, orange, and red in there. I'll tell you what, Jackie, I flew into Minneapolis on my way up to North Dakota on Wednesday. I thought about you. Absolutely gorgeous.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, looking out over the water. It was blue sky when I was flying in. Not
helps.
so much on the way out of town. But it's gorgeous with the leaves. I'm seeing that right there. You see that in Northern Michigan University. Yeah. The visibility is a little bit better. You can see the yellow and the orange and the red a bit more. And then Seattle. That's what you think of, I think, a lot of people of Seattle.
A little bit. I would say yes, but more
delivering.
rain.
But that's the misconception. It doesn't rain. Southern cities get more rain per year.
Right.
Yeah, than Seattle does.
The calendar days with the rain.
The days that it rains. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's wet a lot.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see our latest storm systems, how the rain and most importantly,